Hello, today is Tuesday, June 30th. I removed the last bit of trim from around the bottom of this pony wall, from around that closet door, and the trim from around the attic access. I'm going to have my drywallers just mud around that. The idea is to make it a little bit less obvious as it's in a hallway. Then I came back out here and started removing the spindles from this pony wall. I know some people might hate me, but it's not my style. But I'm trying not to damage them if somebody wants them for my garage sale. And if you're curious, I am not removing the pony wall. It has to stay, or at least to remove it is an added cost that I don't see much benefit in because there is a cold air return on the other side.
All right, so more updates in the house. You saw the video where we put the header in the closet. My dad and I have also built this bottom furnace pipe. It's a little bit beefier than what I wanted, but I don't totally care. The entire closet is like 11 feet long or something. What I'm thinking, I'm not going to do a full-on closet organizer or anything like that, but I do want to figure out how to do something like at least maybe a third or a quarter of the area for, maybe quarter probably, for long full size for length storage, and then the rest of it can be just 2 rods so you can get a lot more stuff in there. Yes, it is kind of nice every once in a while to have, like, I don't know, dressers or storage on the lower part, but I don't know. This is what I think for my lifestyle, this is what I want to do. And then in front of the box thing, so this is about where closet doors would line up. If I put closet doors in, we measured it so that I can put a standard size closet door in, but I'm not going to put closet doors in for my lifestyle. I'm probably just going to put curtains up. Nice curtains. But anyways, if you ever put closet doors in, then they'll probably run somewhere in here-ish. So I have that much space where I was thinking about I can build shallow shelves all the way up to here, because if the header, up there would be, you can't reach that. And then, yeah, shoe storage or something like that. Let's see, we also put some bracing up. We ran out of 2x8s, so we weren't going to buy any more, but that's a 2x6. That's perfect for that TV. If you need to mount a TV, we put a block here if you decide to mount one for that. We put both of these we couldn't remember what height we put the blocking for that TV in that room, but we decided to put both of these at 60 inches. I want to say we put the other at like 57 or 58, but I can't remember where I wrote it down. I haven't found that yet. But then we also put a block up here. If I ever decide to put a coat rack here, I don't need it to go this far, but so this side, I have 2 studs there for this side of the coat rack, but there's not really anything at a good spot for that side of the coat rack. So that's what we did. Outside here, let me go out there. So inside, all of those items we actually did on Sunday. What we did on Saturday was we took the bottom couple of pieces of siding that were down here off, and then the built right, that this type of stuff just crumbled off. Basically, there were so many bugs living in there, coming in and out of a couple of holes that are over here. My dad pointed out that this was wet, and we went back and forth, but we finally decided. I went to Menards and picked up a cheap moisture meter, and I stuck that on everywhere. The worst was down here. I got it, the upper limit of this cheap moisture meter is 42, and it went over limit right in this spot here. And in here, it was upper 30s. In here, it was around in the 20s. And then up here, it got to like 7 or 8. Based off of several different Google searches, one Google search said anything under 15% is considered dry. My dad said that after the flood here in Minot, they were saying it has to be 14% or lower. A different Google search said 12% or lower. But we put this plastic, we put a fan on it for a couple hours until it started to rain. Then we put cheaper plastic up, but we put plastic up over it. so that the rain wouldn't get to it. And then the following day, when we came back and did that other stuff, we put the plastic up and put a fan on it for several more hours. And after a little while, actually, I brought that moisture meter back out. That was on Sunday now, and today's Tuesday when I'm recording this. But it was 7 and 8s everywhere. I did get a couple of 13s and 14s way down here. And then that wood there was 0s. And I think this one side was 7s and 8s. And then, yeah, my dad mentioned that he needs to come and staple that again, because we've been getting a lot more rain again. Another thing we did was drill a hole through the brick for the new doorbell wiring. The old doorbell wiring one's right through the trim of the door here. I've seen that a lot of older houses have done that, but it doesn't make the most, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. It needs to be a few inches further. And then especially once I reside the house, get a new front door, the thought is I'm going to have the brick removed as well, and I'm going to put stone in, so just basically update it. That's what the thought is. Let's see what the money says once that comes down the road. But that way that wire is there, and I'll move the doorbell over eventually. So that's there, and I ran the wire down through the ceiling of the basement and then up over to here, because I felt like, based on everything, I felt like with the doorway and the 2-gang switch box, and then there's an outlet down there, so I felt like maybe centering it above that outlet would look good, because OCD people like me will notice that sort of thing. So yeah, and then the next wire I have running all the way along here, and then down, and then over to the breaker box. There is a hole that I could have just ran it back down through there, but to get it to the breaker box, the stairs is in the way, so it just, to me it felt easier to go that direction. So then, I haven't ordered my doorbell chime yet. I have one picked out on Amazon. I don't know why they all have that same old look. I couldn't find any reasonably priced that were at all more modern looking, or I don't know. But I decided maybe I would just, because I found some kind of better looking ones, but it would have been a lot more money, because the kit that I picked out has the chime, has a 30 VA transformer, and it comes with a doorbell, which I don't need the dumb cheap doorbell, but whatever. The kit is like $22, $21, something around there. And so it's a 30 VA transformer. I cannot remember what the acronym means, but I did all the research, as you know me by now, because I want to be able to power the camera doorbell so that I don't have to replace the battery in there all the time. Because I took it out a couple of days ago to charge the battery, and then I just kept forgetting to bring it back down here. At least it's less of a priority because I have another camera on the front of my house. But anyways, so that way I can power the doorbell, because the transformer that is currently downstairs, it looks new. It looks like they must have put that in when the breaker box was redone. That one, I looked up the model number on it. It seems like that's a standard, like the standard size is like, I can't remember if it's 10 or 11 amps or something like that. That is not powerful enough to power a camera doorbell. So that's why I'm getting this kit, because it's cheap. But to fancy up the doorbell, there are doorbell cover boxes that they sell around like $20. I didn't look for very long, but you can probably find one cheaper. But they look really nice looking, really nice. So I might get that down the road. I need to be cheap for now. Yeah, and my dad and I, well, I guess I should say my dad, cut all of these boards so that We patched the flooring back there. And then, yeah, because then we have a bunch of extra ones from, we cut a bunch out in the closet when we built that box. So I was removing all of the nails and staples behind from all of these, while my dad went and cut all of these to the right size. We walked around the back of the outside of the house. I have a to-do list for items on the outside of the house. I have another to-do list of items on the inside of the house. I got a couple knocked out today. All right, we got the doggy door in yesterday, or at least the doggy door part is just temporarily until, because it's meant for finished walls. So we just have that put in temporarily with short screws. But we got this up so that the siding will just butt up right against it. And we got the first piece of siding started. All right, it has been a very hot weekend, but we've got most of the siding done, all the way to that top piece. But, and yeah, so we got the doggy door put in yesterday. The doggy door itself is only temporarily put in with some short screws, because it's meant to be put in with finished walls, which we do not have. So we just temporarily put that in. And then after the drywallers do their part, then we'll take this back out and finish it the way it's supposed to, with a little bit of spray foam in the sides and everything. But yeah, so this way we put the trim in first. That way the siding butts up right against the edge of the trim. And then we put some Z-flashing up here. Did not caulk the top of that like we think you're supposed to do it that way. There is a lot bigger gap than we were planning on, but we have an idea for that. It's not going to happen until next weekend. And then yeah, there's a little bit of a drop off right now, but eventually we'll build steps here. And then so I caulked along this edge, along this, a little bit down here, and all the way up to that top board. And then I did the exact same thing over here. I had said to my dad maybe it would just be easier to put a board there, but he felt that this would look nicer after we paint everything, of course, which we do have some color matched paint still left over from when the construction guys worked. But oh yeah, and then we put that white board down there, and it's tucked up underneath of inside of the metal, so that it helps hold the front part of that. But yeah, that is it. I just finished caulking and putting a couple stuff away, and it's way too hot. I'm done. I mean, it's around the time when we would usually quit on a good day anyways, so yeah.